Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán ignited a fresh political storm with a blistering warning that Europe's Ukraine strategy is collapsing, accusing Brussels of funneling billions into Kyiv with no real oversight, citing a new corruption scandal in Ukraine.
Europe keeps sending money to Ukraine with no real oversight, and now a corruption scandal reveals vast sums evaporating into thin air. Yet some claim this is an argument for EU membership. Absurd. Hungary's position is crystal clear. If a country cannot even meet the basic standards, it is not ready for the EU.
Orbán argued that Ukraine's failure to meet basic standards disqualifies it from EU accession, insisting Hungary's position is crystal clear. The corruption issue, he said, should alarm every European taxpayer, especially as the financial cost of the war keeps climbing. He framed the Russia-Ukraine conflict as a historic turning point for Europe, one that has exposed deep divisions within the bloc about strategy, accountability, and long-term security. For Orbán, the stakes extend far beyond Ukraine's borders. In a pointed endorsement of US President Donald Trump, Orbán claimed Trump remains the only leader actively pursuing peace in Ukraine.
The Russian-Ukrainian war has brought Europe to a historic turning point. President Trump has not given up on bringing peace to Ukraine. Europe now faces two paths. We can turn back from this dead end and finally unite behind President Trump's peace initiative, including the Brusselian bureaucrats. This would require the pro-war leaders to face the fact that over the past 3.5 years, they have wasted the hard-earned money of Europeans on a war that cannot be won on the battlefield.
Orbán accused Europe's pro-war leaders of wasting the hard-earned money of Europeans on a conflict he believes cannot be won militarily. He said the last 3.5 years should force EU officials to admit their approach has failed. He warned that without US support, Europe's ongoing military aid to Kyiv risks escalating into a direct European-Russian confrontation, a scenario he said history has shown to be tragic.
The other path leads straight into war. If Europe's pro-war leaders continue to pour money and weapons into Ukraine without the support of the United States, they will pave the way for a European-Russian conflict. Europe knows all too well where that road leads, and the consequences have been tragic. There is no question which path Hungary chooses: the path of peace. This is the mandate given to us by the Hungarian people, and it is what morality and common sense demand. Today I am sending a letter to the President of the European Commission in this spirit.
Orbán declared that Hungary will choose the path of peace, claiming this reflects both public mandate and moral responsibility. He said he is sending a letter to the European Commission President outlining Hungary's position, a move likely to deepen tensions between Budapest and Brussels at a critical moment for EU unity.